So let's look at the first part of this chapter now, where Bhagwan says, I will again declare to you that supreme knowledge. So Bhagwan has said this several times. And supreme knowledge, as we know, is Brahma Vidya. It is the knowledge of the self. It is that knowledge which is not the secular knowledge about various different things, but it is the ultimate knowledge, which is described in all the Upanishads. And as we know that the Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. So Bhagwan is going to declare to us the supreme knowledge, which is the knowledge of the self, Brahma Vidya. And why is he going to declare it again? Is because we need to listen to this knowledge not only repeatedly of the same kind of way in which we think about it, but to look at it from various different angles, 360-degree angles, whereby we look at this knowledge from this side, this side, this side, this side, and we get a three-dimensional view of this supreme knowledge. In this case, we are going to look at this supreme knowledge from the point of view of the Prakriti, and then transcending the Prakriti through this kind of way of understanding the gunas to that supreme knowledge, the best of all knowledges. There is nothing beyond that. This is the ultimate knowledge, having known which all the sages have attained supreme perfection after this life. So having gone through this purification and reaching this supreme knowledge, supreme perfection, then there is nothing else to attain. They attain the highest. They who have taken refuge in this knowledge have attained to my being. When we have taken refuge in this knowledge, which means we become sthita prajna, we become established in this knowledge, then we attain the ultimate, which Bhagwan describes as my being, because Bhagwan is then identified with that ultimate knowledge. And therefore, when we attain that ultimate knowledge, we become one with that supreme knowledge, which is Brahman, which is nothing other than what Bhagwan is telling us here. They are neither born at the time of creation, they go beyond creation, and therefore they're not affected by whatever is going on in creation, nor are they disturbed at the time of dissolution. In fact, once you have transcended and established yourself in Brahman, you become the creator. You become the dissolver. Why? Because you are perfection itself. And you are not affected by anything which is going on in creation, nor are you affected by creation itself, nor the dissolution at the time when it takes place. Nothing disturbs because you've gone beyond. Okay? So this is what Bhagwan is telling us. And he says, how does this arise? My womb is this great Brahma, Mulla Prakriti, and in that I place the germ, consciousness. Now this should remind you about the conjunction between Kshetra and Kshetrajna, whereby this consciousness coming into conjunction with matter, matter and consciousness coming together, we have the explosion of creation. And this is now what Bhagwan is talking about here. I place the germ of consciousness in this Mula Prakriti, in Prakriti, from where the birth of all beings will take place. Whatever forms are produced, whatever form, remember, moving, non-moving, whatever forms are produced, he says, O Kaunteya, that they, in all the wombs whatsoever, the great Brahma is their womb. In other words, the Prakriti in which Bhagwan is putting this seed of consciousness, then arises all these different forms which we see right in front of us, including you and me. I am the seed giving father. In other words, what he's pointing out is that I'm the source of everything. Whatever you see, moving, non-moving, whatever form you see is being created out of this particular process. Conjunction of Purush Prakriti, like we saw in the last chapter, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, consciousness, matter. This is all kind of different ways of describing what is going on. What we need to understand is that we are also this composite, this conjunction between Purush and Prakriti. And therefore, we need to find out how we can separate these two things out to know what we truly are. And that is the great purpose of what Bhagwan is telling us. This is the great purpose of our life, is to know our true self.